So if someone lets me know in the comments if you can hear me or not, that would be really great. Just so I can make sure the sound is working. Well, I let the last few people in. Thank you. I can see it, can hear me. Okay. So I'm going to carry on letting people in, but we can start so long. So if this is your first time here, if you didn't tune in last night, say I'm new here. And let's see where everybody is tuning in from while I'm just letting the last few people in here. Sorry, it takes a while to let everybody in. But you can let me know in the meantime where you are from. Welcome if it's your first time here. And my name is Kathy, and I am from Port Alfred in the Eastern Cape. Where are you all tuning in from? Let's have a look while I let everybody in. Soweto, we've got in the house. Oudtshoorn, I like Oudtshoorn. Bloemfontein, KZN, Joburg, Soweto, New here, Joburg, lots of Joburgs today. Cape Town, Limpopo, Pietermaritzburg, Soweto, Cape Town, Nigeria. Great. Durban and Joburg. There's a lot of you from Joburg here today. Roodepoort, Pretoria. Okay, so I can see lots of you are here from South Africa. I've only seen one person from Nigeria that's out of South Africa. West Rand, Pietermaritzburg. Welcome, everybody. Benoni, very nice. I used to live there once upon a time, many, many years ago. Okay. So welcome, and we are going to get started. I was going to talk about TEFL tonight, but I don't think I'm going to get through everything that I'm supposed to get through tonight. So tomorrow night is going to be focused on talking about TEFL and talking about different companies that we can apply to. So I'm saving that all for last. So that will happen tomorrow night, and we're going to get through the rest of the nitty-gritties on how to get started as an online ESL teacher. If you have missed last night's day one, there's quite a lot of information in day one. So I have sent out the links for the replays. Tonight I'll send out the replay links again. If you are looking at the replay of this, then you can just look on the YouTube channel and you're going to be able to go and watch day one. So it's good to try and catch up on day one, go through it like you are watching it live, and comment and put in what you think and be interactive in the comments for that as well. I will go into that onto the YouTube channel, and I will go and answer all of you guys' comments that you have put in there, and any questions that you have that you put in there as well. So I will be checking it out, and I think I have let everybody in now. Okay, so good evening, everybody. Okay, so let's get started. I see someone's drawing on my board. Okay, so today I'm going to show you how to confidently shift, still doing this, from being overworked, underpaid, and how to have a thriving online teaching business, because that is what we're aiming for. We're aiming to eventually work fewer hours by earning more than maybe what you were earning before. And you can look and see some of my helpful tips that I've learned along the way. And I've taught about 15,000 lessons online now, because I've been doing this now for like 6 years. So, and I love doing it. It's really great. I actually saw an old friend of mine today, and she was asking me, like, why did you change from teaching in a classroom to teaching online? And I said, it's just so much less stress teaching online than it was teaching in a classroom. Like, you get to that stage where you've been an in-class teacher for so long, for so many years, and like you just don't want to do it anymore. And this is a really great way just to transition. That is if you've been a classroom teacher before. Some of you might not have. Okay, so tonight we're going to look at, I didn't get to last night's looking at like the different kinds of equipment that you need to get started with. So we're going to be looking at that first. And then exploring different online platforms and tools for teaching, lesson planning and materials, engaging and managing online classes. Someone asked me, what does ESL stand for? And that's English as a second language. Managing students' behavior in the classroom and creating a positive classroom environment. Okay, so hopefully we'll get through all of that tonight. We'll just see how it goes. And whatever we don't finish tonight, we'll carry over to tomorrow night, along with some TEFL information for those of you that haven't done your TEFL yet. Maybe you can pop in the comments if you haven't done your TEFL yet. Pop it in the comments so I know who of you have not got a TEFL certificate yet. So I know who is dealing with what. And like tomorrow night, we're going to be looking at some online platforms as well and online companies that you could maybe consider applying to. Okay, I just want to clear my whiteboard. I think somebody is drawing here. Okay, so let me just clear this quickly and let the last two people in. Okay, so my name is, as I've said, my name is Kathy, and I have been doing this for 6 years now. Sorry, it doesn't want to let these people in. There we go. Okay, so there's a few of you that don't have a TEFL certificate yet. Okay, so we will definitely add that in tomorrow night. Okay, and I know a lot of you are confused as well about what TEFL company to go with, and so we're going to look at like some good options for people that are from South Africa, because I think the majority of you are from South Africa and from in Africa. So we'll look at what are good TEFL certifications that you can do that's affordable for you to do, because a lot of the things are in dollars, so does impact that. Okay, so there's a lot of you that don't have a TEFL certificate yet. Okay, so we'll be looking at that tomorrow night. Okay, so I love traveling, I love reading, I love meeting people from different countries. I love family life, having time to spend with my family. I like setting goals and achieving them, and I like helping others to do the same. And I'm extremely passionate about helping you guys, teachers, create freedom in your lives and the way that you teach. Okay, so I started my first online teaching job in 2019, a really long time ago, it feels like. I quit so I did that full time, and then I quit my full-time ESL job to work on an online marketing platform, which we're going to talk about those today, which allowed me to earn more an hour. And I always make probably about, from that part of my business, I make about $2,500 a month from teaching online. And I've helped lots of teachers, like hundreds of teachers, earn an income online, because I was a mentor on one of the teaching platforms as well. And I was an interviewer on the platform as well. And I've run my own business where I help teachers to become successful as well. Okay, so that's just a little bit about me. So for me, I like creating my own schedule to fit around my lifestyle, and instead of my lifestyle fitting around my schedule. And I've got to the stage now, because I've been doing this for 6 years, that I am able to have control over my income and my schedule and my life. So I want to share that with you guys as well, so that you can also be successful. So let's have a look at, because I want this to be interactive, because that's what online teaching is all about, is being interactive. So let me say, put your why, because I think you must have thought about this. What is your why for wanting to teach online? Let's have a look at what your why is for wanting to teach online. So for me, it's like having time freedom, time to spend with my family, being able to work from home, and to just have the freedom that it gives me. Let's have a look and see what are your whys. And it's really important to have a why, because in the beginning, when you do start teaching online, sometimes it can really be difficult when you first get started. Like maybe you might feel like giving up in the beginning, because it is a bit tough in the beginning. And then it's good to have a why like something that you've got that keeps you going and that you can go back to and say, this is the reason why I'm doing this. This is the reason why I'm building towards having my own teaching business one day. Let's have a look what you guys all come up with over here. I see assisting students while being able to do what I love, and that's traveling. As a retiree, making money and also sharing knowledge, great. To focus more on my studies, flexibility, working from home, less pressure, definitely. Extra income and having something to do now that I am retired, extra income, I enjoy teaching or transferring information. I think it will be a fulfilling side hustle. Freedom and comfort while making a living, I like that. Travel, extra income, flexibility, control of my time, stay home, work and take care of my son, nice, I like that. Being my own boss, making more money as I put in the work, having a flexible timetable to work with, and I want to have an extra income. I'm struggling to find a job. Okay, let's see. I want to start a sign language online school. Wow, that's amazing. I love that. I'm battling. Let's see here. Sorry, it's gone so fast. One day I have my very own teaching platform and travel the world. Great. Goals, guys. Flexibility. Okay. So you guys have got lots of reasons why you want to do it. Okay. So lots of you have said flexibility, staying home with your kids, and earning an extra income. Those are all the things that are coming out strong here. Have more time with your family. Being able to help your son with schoolwork. Like I was chatting to a friend of mine that's thinking of also going into online, and she was a classroom teacher, and she said like she had to leave early in the morning every morning to get to her job in time because she was teaching in a different town. So she never actually saw her own kids going to school in the morning. And that's like a really good, and her husband had to get them ready and take them to school. So she never actually got to drop her children off at school or have that morning routine with them. And so just having that bit of a change is like a real reason why to do a bit of change. And working in a school these days is so stressful. That's it. It is really. So working online is you're still teaching and you're still doing what you love, but with less stress. Okay. So I'm going to tell you about my teaching membership first today, and then we're going to go into our tonight's topics. More time with my daughter and an international experience. Lovely. Okay. So would you like to have someone to help and guide you over every obstacle so that you can build your thriving online teaching business and attract high-paying clients while using proven methods and strategies so that you can finally start living your life on your term. Okay, so you can either go it alone with no guidance and no support, like we talked about this yesterday. And this means that you struggle to lay a solid foundation. Maybe you don't get hired. You miss the mark on how to attract and how to convert students, and you just don't end up getting hired. Or you can 100% commit to taking action, changing the way that your life goes, and you can become a successful online teacher. So you can claim back your power and your freedom, and eventually you can make this a business that you can be proud of, and you can venture out into a lot of different things that can earn you an extra income, even into your retirement age one day. Okay, so that's option number 1 and option number 2. Okay, so I want to share with you my teaching membership. Okay, what I did before I did the teaching membership is I created a whole lot of courses, and I used to run courses with teachers. So I would do like a 6-week program or a 12-week program, and then that would finish and I get a new group of teachers and do the same programs with them. Okay, but now I decided I'd rather want to have a community where people can be in there, share with each other, and it would be like a resource library that's continuously growing with training for everybody and help as we go along. Okay, so I've created this one of a kind of program that shows you exactly how to start your online teaching business by providing step-by-step systems, guidance and support to get you started the right way. So it's there to remove all the guesswork and uncertainty that comes with the territory so that you can become an online teacher with ease and confidence. Okay, so that is what it's all about. And this is what you can experience in it. You will learn how to build a solid foundation for your online teaching business using proven methods. You are going to be able to learn how to create a teaching brand that stands out and attracts the right people. You're going to learn how to navigate the tech, because for some people, the tech is really overwhelming. Who here struggles with tech? Like in the beginning, when I first started, I thought tech for me was like so overwhelming, and I wasn't sure where to start, how to get started, how to do all the tech stuff. Like once you start getting some experience, the tech becomes a lot easier, and you start being able to do it with a lot more ease. Like, is there anyone here that really struggles with tech? Okay, because like some of us like really find it overwhelming, and some of us just, it like becomes a stumbling block sometimes. Okay, so this program is to like really help you practice so that you remove some of that tech overwhelm as well. We teach you how to deliver a successful demo lesson, and you're going to know how to build a successful resume, learn how to create a successful career as a teacher, and learn how to manage and run a business, because eventually you're not going to want to work for an online school forever. You're going to want to branch out, and you're going to want to create your own online business where you are an independent teacher and you have got private students. Okay, and then you have to run it like a business because it becomes a business. Okay, and so we help you with that kind of thing as well. And later on, in like a month or two's time, we're going to look at how to get your own private students as well. So we're going to be looking at that as well. How to overcome problems in the classroom, because you do have problems in the online classroom, and you'll know step-by-step process to acing a trial lesson. Trial lessons are really important. It's like a demo lesson. A demo lesson allows you to get into an online school, but when you're working for a marketing platform or you're working as an independent teacher, you're going to have to do trial lessons. And the whole object is to do a trial lesson and to gain that student for yourself. When I do a trial lesson, I always end up now getting that student, because I know the questions to ask. I know how to prepare my trial lesson so that when I do the trial lesson, that it is a success and that the student then will sign up with me afterwards. Okay, so this is the course that I used to do before I created the membership, and that's the Let's Get Hired course. It was a 6-week program, and it's got 6 modules in it, and I have included it in the membership. So it's in the classroom for anyone in the membership to go through and at your own pace. It includes everything like how to do a demo lesson, how to do a trial lesson, how to use Classroom, how to use Zoom, how to open a PayPal account, how to open a Payoneer account. What else does it? It has everything in it. How to create a lesson, how to do your CV, like everything that you need to do as an online teacher is in this Let's Get Hired course. So everything you need to get hired is in this course, and this is included in the membership. Okay, so I used to sell it and have payment plans and stuff for it for people, but now I've just included it in it. Okay, that was what it used to go with it. Okay, but this is all included now. I'm just going to go past this so we can get started on tonight. Okay, and so what it costs is, sorry, I'm in Canva. So what it costs is $25, which is about, the dollars dropped. Maybe it's 420 Rand or 430 Rand. Okay, and that's per month. Okay, and you can stay for as long as you want to, as long as you cancel before the end of the month. Then you would go out at the end of the month. Okay, but if you want, most people can just, you stay in and you can get what you want out of it. And once you feel that you're happy and you have learned everything you want to learn, then you don't need to stay in the membership anymore. Or if you want to stay in the membership forever, then you just stay in the membership, because we add in different things every month to it. Like, for instance, this month, on Monday nights, we did goal setting for 2025. I'm just going to pop the link for the membership here. We did goal setting for 2025. Yes, it's 450 Rand every month to stay in it. So whichever date you join, that's when your renewal date will be. Say you join on the 10th of the month, your renewal date will be the 10th. If you join on the 15th of the month, your renewal date will be the 15th. But you have 1 month for 450 Rand, and then it renews again. Okay, so like for this month, we had the goal setting. Then next week, Thursday, we have demo lesson practice for anyone that wants to practice doing a demo lesson. They can come and do a demo lesson with me. I'll be the student, and I will give feedback afterwards, like you would do at a company. And then I think on the 15th, so like towards the end of next week, we are going to be starting how to create your own lessons. And it's like a lesson planning, creating your own lesson plan course. Okay, and that's going to run for 15 days this month inside of the membership as well. So like last month in December, we did a 21-day challenge. That's loaded into the classroom as well. So you could go in and you could do the 21-day challenge. You could start at day 1 and you could do all the things because all the slides and all the information is there. Okay, there's also a library full of books that you could use for lessons. There is icebreakers. There are all kinds of different things, games that you could play with your students. There's a whole resource library in there, and I'm adding more stuff in all the time for that. So that's there. All the Zoom call replays are there, so you could go back and watch all the and all of those. It depends on you, how long the 6 modules, how long it would take you to cover those 6 modules, but they are in there, so you can go at your own pace through it. Okay, and just there's like weekly drops each week. Yes, you can join at any time. So like I said, whatever date you join at, that will be your joining date. You don't have to join on the 1st of the month. You can join on the 5th or the 6th or the 10th or the 17th, and whenever that happens, you would renew at the same time. You have access to the materials for as long as you are in the membership. When you're not in the membership, you don't have access to the material anymore. Okay. So there's weekly content drops. You get new easy to follow lessons, tips, and strategies. There's daily motivation and focus. Sometimes we'll do like some quick challenges to get you going and get you started. Okay, so there's always these different kinds of things. There's 2 times a month. We'll have more this month because we're doing the course. There's live Zoom calls for live coaching and for guidance, and we'll choose a topic and everyone votes to what they really need help with on that month. And then you will get a link to access it. Once you've paid, you'll be automatically in because you'll have to download the school app, and like once you pay on the school app, you'll automatically be in. You'll have to create a password and you'll be in then after that. Okay, and then you also have access to my WhatsApp, so you're able to then WhatsApp me if you have any questions, and I can answer your questions. And people have usually send me their scripts for their introduction videos and their CVs, and I'll go through all of that stuff, helping you get it really sorted so you are ready to apply for jobs. Okay, and we will also be, next month we're having a guest speaker coming in to share some business tips on how to create a business. So we have that happening as well. I've told you about the step-by-step resources, and it's to be accountable to somebody as well. Okay, and as I said, it's $25 to get started, and then that's every month, and you can decide how long you want to stay in the group for, and it's up to you. And if you want to leave the group and come back in 2 months' time, you can do that too. Okay, so it's up to you what you want to do. Okay, so what it helps you to do is to really overcome the uncertainty of how to move forward, the fear of failing, and you're going to develop a strong mindset and a skill set, okay? And you're going to stop trading many hours for only a few dollars, okay? And being stuck in the same teaching rut month after month after month. Okay, so I'm going to go past this. Okay, so just message me if you are interested in joining and you want any more information. Give me a message. I think all of you have my email addresses now, because you've all got an email from me. Just pop me an email, or you can message me on TikTok if you got me from TikTok, and I will give you some more information if you are interested in it. Okay, so we're going to look at tonight. I just want to let Pamela in. And for you, those of you who joined a little bit later, tomorrow we're going to be going through TEFL certificates, and we're going to be looking at different platforms where you can apply. Okay. Let's look and see. Okay, so these are the things that you will definitely need if you are going to be wanting to teach online. And then somebody did ask yesterday, could they do it from their phone because maybe their laptop wasn't very good? Okay, so the ideal thing is to have a computer or a laptop. Okay, so a reliable computer or a reliable laptop is the cornerstone of your online teaching business, okay? It's very difficult to get by without having that. You could use your phone if you are going to be teaching on a place like Palfish, okay? But it's very difficult to see the screen. It's difficult to do your annotations. It's difficult to do all of those books and work and stuff on an actual phone. Okay, so you also need to make sure that your device meets the system requirements for the chosen online teaching platform. So have a look. Like I always say to people in my membership, like you want to really make sure that you check out the place that you're applying to. What are the requirements? Like they'll even tell you like what the system requirements are. Like they'll tell you you need to have this much space on your computer. It needs to be at this kind of speed. And they tell you all of this kind of stuff. Okay, so you need to have a device with a strong processor, ample RAM, and sufficient storage. And that's going to provide smooth operations during virtual classes and minimize any technical glitches. Now, I have a YouTube channel, not my teaching channel. I have a story channel as well where I do kid stories on it. Okay, and so that I often record and it's all saved on my computer. So my computer the other day was quite full. And so my classroom stopped working because it said I don't have enough memory. So I had to move all of my stuff because I was a bit lazy to move everything to my Google storage. And so my computer had ended up getting more and more stuffy on it. Okay, so like your programs just stop working properly if you don't have enough storage. So it's something that you have to really look at, that you do have enough storage. Otherwise, maybe the teaching platform that you want to teach on, you're not going to be able to use it because you don't have enough storage space on your computer. So remember to check out all of that stuff. And that's going to help you to not have those technical glitches where your computer just does haywire stuff. Okay, the second thing is a stable and high, this is really important. A stable and high speed internet connection is vital for online teaching. And I can tell you now that this causes the biggest amount of stress in online teaching. Okay, most of you are from South Africa. So our Wi-Fi or our internet is never stable, right? So like sometimes, I don't know how it is in the city. I'm in a town, so I'm speaking from a town point of view. Okay, I have the strongest fiber line that you can get in our town, which is a 200 megabytes per second line, and it still gives me hassles. And that is so stressful because that is the thing that can, like, you can get fined for it, you can lose clients for it, or customers or students. And it's just really important that you have a high-speed connection that is stable and that you have a backup connection as well. So a minimum upload and download speed that most companies ask from you is 10 megabytes per second. And that's recommended for video conferencing and content sharing. So as soon as you start sharing your screen, it's going to take like more from your from your data. Okay, so like as soon as you start running these programs, it's going to use up more and more of your speed capability. So you need to make sure that you've at least got 10 download and 10 upload. Your upload is just as important as your download speed. So don't just look at download speed, look at your upload speed as well. Okay. Yes, so your CPU processor, okay, so what you need to do is like clear maybe some space on your computer as well. Like when your computer starts to get full, your CPU processor gets a bit lower as well. Okay, so classing doesn't work well if your processor is low. So you need to look at all of those things as well. So look and see what the requirements are for the school. And often, like Amazing Talker, which I'm on Amazing Talker, like I still have some lessons on there. They used to, like you used to connect through Zoom. But they have now brought out their own classroom because a lot of Chinese students can't connect to Zoom. And it's very similar to Zoom, but it checks everything. Like it'll go in when you first upload or you first download it. It's going to go in and make sure that like your software is up to date, that you are like you've got the capabilities of actually running this on your computer before that you can actually do it. So this is what happens, okay? And then if they like check your stuff, Candace, and you don't meet all the requirements, they're not going to even interview you because like they're going to say, okay, well, the programs aren't going to work on your computer, so therefore you can't teach on this platform or on this for this company because your devices don't work or are not up to scratch. Okay, so consider upgrading your internet plan or using an Ethernet connection. That's when it plugs directly into your computer. I have a MacBook, so I don't have a port that your Ethernet can connect into, but the internet guys did tell me that when you actually plug your Ethernet connection directly into your computer, it stops that up and down lag and the fluctuation. Okay, you'll have a much smoother internet connection. Obviously, if you have like a Mac Air or you have those it's not going to work for you because we just don't have any connections on our computer. Okay. Kurt, Zoom is used by some companies, but it depends. Like Microsoft, meetings. That's very popular nowadays. And like if you're going for your Asian markets, a lot of them use ClassIn, and they use something called VooV, and VooV is very similar to Zoom. It's the Chinese version of Zoom. It's like almost identical to Zoom. I don't like it. It makes my computer glitch, where Zoom doesn't. So, but a lot of them ask you to use VooV because it's like a free platform. You don't have to pay for it. And you can have a long meeting on it, where Zoom only gives you like 40 minutes, I think, with the free plan. I think it's 40 minutes. Okay, so let's have a look and let's go further this way. Okay, the next thing that you need is a microphone and a webcam. Okay, so these two components are essential for effective communication with your students. So investing in good quality webcam that allows you for clear visuals and to adjust your angles, and a separate microphone or a headset with a built-in microphone like this. That will significantly improve your audio quality, ensuring both you and your students can hear each other clearly. Okay, and I have a noise cancelling microphone as well. Okay, so that will just help to cut out any background noise. And one of the tips that I did get when I first started teaching was that if you live in a really noisy place, besides having the noise cancelling headphones, you can actually use a fan. If you put a fan on near where you live, where you work in, it will actually blow the noise away. Okay, so it does help with noise reduction as well. So that's just a little tip as well, that you could use a fan as well on top of your noise reduction earphones. Okay, so make sure that you invest in a good quality, comfortable set, because like you're sitting with this on your head maybe for 5 or 6 or 7 hours a day. Okay, so you don't want something that's going to make your ears hurt or make the top of your head hurt and give you a headache. So like really look for something that's going to be suitable. This is your investment in your future. Okay, so think about, you don't need to buy a lot of stuff for teaching online, but these are like a few things that you definitely do need. Obviously, if your computer doesn't have a good inbuilt webcam, then you're going to have to buy an external one. Like my husband bought a laptop the other day. It was a Huawei laptop, and we didn't even think to look if it had a webcam on it. So he can't actually do Zoom on his laptop because it has no webcam. Yes, 720 is okay, Poonam. That is definitely fine. Okay. Then the other thing that you want is like not everybody uses this, and I don't really use this. So interactive whiteboard or digital tablet. To make your online teaching experience more interactive and engaging, you can use an interactive whiteboard or a digital tablet. These help you to draw digitally, allowing you to demonstrate concepts. Like some of the programs like Zoom will have an inbuilt a whiteboard on it, and ClassIn has an inbuilt whiteboard on it. So you can use those facilities, and that's what I use. But otherwise, you could look at getting one externally. It's not necessary though. Okay, some people use a document camera or a visualizer. It's like a handy tool that allows you to share like physical documents, textbooks, objects with your students. Okay, so it can capture and present high resolution images in real time. But like most people do, they'll just download the stuff onto their computer and then open it in a program and then share your screen, okay, so that you don't have to have an external one. Lighting equipment is really important. Okay, so like I put a picture of a ring light over there. Okay, so having proper lighting is really essential to ensure that you clearly are visible to your students, okay, that you don't have shadows on you during your live session. Like natural lighting is really ideal. So if you got something that's near a window, that's really good. But that's not always possible. So like investing in good quality LED ring lights or adjustable desk lamps to eliminate shadows and provide sufficient illumination is really good. That's the problem, Poonam. Like I don't like that. That's why I haven't got my ring lights on now at the moment, because I'm going to upload this replay and then the ring lights are shining in my glasses. Okay, but you don't get, I mean, obviously if you do have glasses, that's just one thing that just does happen. Okay, like even the computer screen shows in my glasses too. Okay, like a lot of my Chinese students have these amazing desk lamps. They like come over the top of where they sit in, like they kind of go over their computer, like over here, this kind of area, like this, and then they shine down. So then it lights up their whole body and the bit of the back parts behind them. Okay, so those are really popular. I haven't actually looked to see if you can get them in South Africa, but I thought I'm going to actually look on Takealot sometime and look and see if I can get something like that, because they look really great. You probably can get it on Temu or Shein, I'm sure, and then get it delivered. Okay, so then your screen recording software are available to use for keeping pre-recorded lessons or enhancing live sessions interactively. So I use, sometimes if I want to record something, I might use Zoom and record stuff. You know, I'll just go into it, create a meeting and record something on Zoom myself, and then I'll save that as a video afterwards. Okay, and then you could open your video and you can share your screen and share that with your students in real time or as a pre-recorded content. Okay. A lot of computers have a screen recording function on them too, but I find that the Zoom uses less space on my computer if I do it in Zoom. If I use the screen recording function on my Mac Air, it ends up being like a massive, huge file. So Zoom is a much smaller file, and it saves it to your computer, and then you can kind of edit it afterwards if you're wanting to do that. Okay, and but in the beginning, like when you're first starting out, you don't really need to do any of these things. These are just like add-ons for afterwards. Online teaching platforms, like choose an online teaching platform that suits your teaching style and the requirements that you have. So some popular options are Zoom, Google Meet, Microsoft Teams. Like quite a few people do things on Microsoft Teams. Adobe Connect, ClassIn, okay, Vuv, like I told you. Familiarize yourself with your platform and the features, like especially screen saving. If you do group sessions, they might ask you to use breakout rooms. Those are very popular on Google Meet and Microsoft Teams. Zoom does have that function too. And it's going to help you if you are doing group lessons to just have those like groups of people doing different things in the breakout rooms. Okay. So when you share such pre-recorded videos, there's no need to teach. No, like you're not going to, you're going to only use like little snippets of things. Okay. You have to still teach. Okay. So, but like what I'm saying is like, maybe you want to send it to them as homework afterwards if you wanted them to listen to something, or you might like sometimes with Oxford Discover, there's like a little video clip that they can watch at the beginning that's maybe 1 or 2 minutes long. Okay, so like I wouldn't show anything that's longer than that because the parents will definitely complain about it. Okay, so you can't just put a video on for them to listen to. The parents will not like that because they won't be doing any speaking time then. A reasonable UPS or an inverter. I got my inverter and my UPS through Take-A-Lot. I looked around and that kind of was the place. But those of you that live in the city, maybe you just want to shop around and see what's available from the different places that you have. Because we live in a town that's away from, we only have one shopping mall here and it's small and we have nowhere that we can buy inverter. That's why I bought it from Take-A-Lot. Just shop around and look and see what's best, Poonam, what's going to give you the most amount of hours. Okay, so you want one that's going to last for, like if load shedding comes back, which I'm sure at some stage it was going to, you want to make sure that you've got an inverter that's going to last you for the 4 hours or however long it's going to be that you're going to be off with, and that you want it to be able to charge your laptop and maybe run your ring light. Okay, so it's running your internet, running your laptop, and then running a ring light. Okay, at the most you can, if it's not powerful enough, you could take away the lighting, but you have to make sure that your computer stays charged and that you have internet access. So those things, it needs to be able to run that. Or if you have a sudden power failure, like we live in our town, there's often power failures. So then my inverter just kicks in and I don't have an interruption at all. A UPS only lasts for a certain short amount of time, whereas an inverter is built for a longer period of time. So when you are getting something, an inverter is definitely the way to go. Also, online teaching companies have realized that South Africa has an electricity problem. Okay. And so they will ask you they might ask you for a picture of your inverter. And you can add it into your CV as well to say that you've got that equipment. When you put your equipment that you've got onto your CV, maybe you can just add in that you do have an inverter, so that they're not going to be worried that you're going to suddenly have to cancel lessons because you've got no power. Okay. Okay, so let me know in the comments or in the chat box what equipment you actually have. What equipment do you have to run your online teaching business? Let me know in the comments. Let's have a look at what everybody has got. Let's see what you've got as for your equipment. For those of you that have started already and have been looking at it, ProLine laptop and an iPhone. Nice. Laptop headphones. Laptop. Okay, that's a start. Laptop headphones. Just a laptop. Laptop Wi-Fi. Okay, Wi-Fi, guys, you have to get Wi-Fi. Laptop, headset, fiber. Laptop, home, Wi-Fi, router for backup, good. And headphones, nice. Packard Bell 15 laptop, noise cancelling headsets, webcam. Sorry, it's going so fast. Strong connection, Wi-Fi, and a tablet for now. Laptop headset, fiber ring light, good. Shirley. Laptop headphones, fiber ring light, laptop Wi-Fi, inverter. Okay, so some of you have got inverters already. That's really good. And I think like most people have bought inverters when we had all of that load shedding as well. A lot of people bought it anyway to run things that they had at home. Okay, so I see some of you do have that. Okay, UPS for Wi-Fi and an inverter. Okay, so you've got both of those. Okay, good. Okay, noise cancelling headphones is really important. So make sure when you do go and buy your headsets that it is noise cancelling. The gaming headsets always work really well and they always are quite comfortable. Just make sure that whatever you buy works with your computer. So just do a little bit of research and make sure that it's compatible with whatever computer that you do have. Okay, good. Let's go on. Okay, so start making a list now already of things that you need to buy to get started so that when you do get your first job, you're not running around looking for all of these things. I know if you're in the city, it's easy. You can just go to wherever and go and buy the things. But like if you're not in the city, like maybe you have to get it in from somewhere and you want to make sure that you've already got those things on hand when you start teaching. Okay, so we want to look at exploring the differences for working for an online school, working for a platform and marketing platform, or going independent. Okay, so if some of you are already teaching online, maybe you can let me know what options that you have. Okay, so tell me whether you are working for an online school, a marketing platform, or are you looking at going independent? What option or what way are you guys thinking of going? Okay, I'm going to give you a little bit of background information while some of you write that in the comments. So working for an online school offers stability and structure. And here are some key points to consider. If you're tuning in with the replay, then this is just for you that are in the replay, then just comment as well, because I'm going to go through all your comments and see what kind of equipment that you've got and where you're thinking of working as well. Working for an online school offers you the stability and structure, and here are some key points that we should think about. Okay, so biggest thing, guaranteed students. An online school, okay, Preply is not an online school. An online school is like an actual school that has students, okay, like a company. Online schools have an existing student base, eliminating the need for teachers to actively search for their own students. Okay, so if you get accepted by an online school, they're going to come and they're going to have students for you. Okay, online school, working for Palfish for 15 months now. Online school, first to gain experience, good. Working for an online school is a great way to gain experience, and that's how I started. Online school, Preply, applied to Cambly and italki. Okay, so marketing platforms. Online school. Okay, Native Camp. Native Camp plays really badly though. Worked at a school abroad. Okay, so the great thing about working for an online school is that they have that student base. They also have a curriculum and resources. So the schools often provide you with ready-to-use curricula, lesson plans, teaching materials, making preparation more convenient for educators. Okay, so you kind of show up, put on your laptop, and go into the classroom, and your material is loaded there for you by whoever works in the IT department at that school. Okay, so they will most likely train you on their different programs that they have before you get started. So because sometimes you'll go in and you might not have a lesson, but you've opened your time slots. Say you've opened your time slots from 11 South African time till 4, and maybe you've only got 1 or 2 bookings on that day. but you have to kind of wait around at an online school for the whole time that you have said that you are available. Then what happens is suddenly you might look and there you have a booking that suddenly come up. Okay, you can't then go and look at that material and start learning what you have to teach. Okay, so what schools do, online schools, is they'll have like a resource library where you'll go in and you can do training on all the different programs that they offer, and so that when you go in and teach, you kind of have some background on those materials. So like you start getting used to those programs that you are teaching, and so that it doesn't really matter if you have a sudden student or just student suddenly pops up, because it's not so stressful. But in the beginning, when you do start, it can be quite stressful because you don't know what students you get in, how old they are, what their name is. You don't know anything about them, and you don't know what material you're getting for them either. Okay, but they do give you the materials and the curriculum, the lesson plans, and the students, and they offer you technical support. Okay, so if something goes wrong in the classroom or something doesn't work, you are able to message your team manager, or you're able to message the technical department, and somebody's able to help you. You have a fixed schedule, so you would tell them, okay, I'm available from this time to this time, and they're going to open your time slots for that, and then you're going to get booked up for those times. Okay, so that's working at an online school. Okay, so then we want to look at the teaching platform or a marketing platform. Okay, these are things like Preply, italki, Amazing Talker. These are often you need to use your own materials with that. But it's providing you more flexibility, and you're able to do more. You're like able to talk to the parents a lot of the time. And so it gives you a lot more flexibility. Okay, so but here are some things to consider. They allow you to work with students from different backgrounds. Okay, they allow you different cultures, age group. Okay, so this like really enhances your teaching experience. Okay, you have a lot more freedom to be able to personalize your lessons and adapt it to specific needs and preferences of your student. Like on Amazing Talker, you have to use your own materials. So you would find out what works for your student, and you're going to use that materials. Like at Preply, you can use the Preply materials, or you can use your own materials. Okay, so you're able to have a lot more freedom with what you are giving to them, but you have to have a little bit of experience in delivering your own lessons and your own lesson plans, because now no one's giving you the materials. You're going to have to develop them, or you're going to have to buy them from somebody and then present them. But you have a higher earning potential. Platforms often offer competitive rates or allow you to set your own rates, giving you the opportunity to earn more than you would in a traditional online school. But the problem is a lot of people go in and they might set their rates really low because they think, okay, this is going to like get me like a whole lot of students. But once you've set your rate low, it's very difficult to change your rate and to go higher and work your way up. So it's good to kind of have in the middle of the road kind of rate. Okay, so that you're not too low, not too high, and you have chance to grow on the platform. And you have to promote yourself and your services to gain your own students. Okay, so the company gets students like Preply and Amazing Talker. They have a student base, but you have to attract the students to you. So you have to create a profile on your account, and then you're going to use your introduction video that's going to be loaded as well. So you're here again, your introduction video is really important, not just to land yourself the job, but it's going to be used to market yourself and to get students to come to you. So if you are teaching already on Preply and you think, okay, I don't have any students, nobody's looked at my profile, these are two things that you can do, is to change what your profile looks like, and also to update your introduction video. Go back to day one, rewatch it, and maybe look and write down some of the tips that are there. for introduction video, and go and see how you can change your introduction video and upload a new introduction video. And I would definitely highly recommend using a editing program so that you can put a little bit of text in it, cut out your ums and ahs, and make it look really professional. Okay, so a good one to use is Descript. It gives you a little bit of free minutes to use, enough to do an introduction video. I'll write the name here. But I would definitely use Descript. You can also, if you know how to use Canva, you can edit your video in Canva too. Okay. It's a really nice editing software program. I think it gives you 100 transcription hours because it transcribes your video when you upload it, and you can take out any mistakes that you've made. It will take it out for you, and they have AI tools that help to take out your ums and your ahs and to cut out blank areas as well. So it's quite a nice program to use. Okay, so really fix your video so that you start to get some more clients and more students. Okay, and then going independent, like this is what you want to aim for eventually. And I have got a lot of private students, but I still work on Amazing Talker too, because it's kind of like, it's a bit of a backup for me. Okay, so I kind of do both. Going independent gives you the ultimate freedom and control. And here's the main considerations. Like, you have complete control of your own schedule, your own curriculum, your own teaching materials, how much you want to pay, how much you want people to pay you. If you want to offer a discount, if you want to offer pay packages, you have the freedom to do that as a independent teacher. Okay, but when working independently, you get to keep all your earnings without sharing a percentage. Okay, like on your marketing platform, they take quite a big percentage of what you earn, and you are left with the rest. Okay, when you go independent, I use Zoom for everyone that can use Zoom, and I use ClassN for Chinese students because they are not able to use Zoom. So I just use those two platforms, and they both work very well. So like Hong Kong students, Taiwanese students, they can all use Zoom. It's only your Chinese students that can't use Zoom. And like with your direct earning, you've got to think about as well that like you've got to probably pay a booking app for people to book your programs. You've got to pay for Zoom, or you have to pay for ClassN. So that will come out of the money that you earn as well. And you'll have to pay for a payment system, whatever payment system you're going to use for people to pay you through as well. And then you're responsible for marketing and finding your own students, which can really require a lot of effort and consistent self-promotion. Okay, but once you get a couple of students, if you're a good teacher, it's going to really, like, I get the majority of my students. I get the majority of my students from word of mouth. Okay, so like I have referrals, like all my students refer me to their friends and to people in their children's children's class, and so I get most of my students like that. I've even one student that I've had for a very long time. Maybe I've had her for 4 years or something already, but she's referred a lot of people to me, like a lot of people. She's some movie director or something in China, but she referred one of her friends to me, who was looking for something for her niece. Okay, so the niece started with me, then the niece's brother started with me, and then the niece's aunt started with me. Then the aunt works at the customs company, and I've got like a couple of adults there from their company that have there. So that's all come from one person. I've had this whole group of people that have come just from one person being happy with how I taught their child. She refers me to everybody. And what I do is, like, for any referral that somebody gives to me, I give them a free lesson. Okay, so if someone refers somebody to me and they buy a package, they do a trial lesson, they buy a package from me, then I'm going to give that person a free lesson. And that works out really well. So they love doing it because they love getting free things. Okay, so at the moment, I'm like full with the amount of hours that I want to work. So I'm not really taking more students at the moment until I've got space again. Lesson planning and materials. So it's really important to and you won't have to do this if you're working for a school, okay? If you're working for online school, but if you are working for a marketing platform like Preply or Amazing Talker, then maybe you need to know this. Okay, I just use Calendly. It can be used from everywhere. I think I pay about 200 Rand a month for Calendly. And then I share my link with people. I've set up a 25 minute and a 50 minute and a trial lesson link. The trial lesson link is like a once only link, so they can only click on it once. And the other ones they can use it every time they book. Lesson planning and materials. So understanding this is like quite important, and like learning the language like level of your students is important, because this will help you to tailor your lessons to their needs and to what their actual abilities are. So take into account what like their cultural background is and what the interests of them are. And then what you want to do is incorporate topics and materials that are relevant and interesting to them. Okay, and according to what they want to learn. Okay, maybe they want like conversational English, or they want to focus on grammar, or they want to have exam prep. So you need to find out from them, like what are their needs that they're looking for. And are they a beginner? Are they intermediate? Are they like advanced students? And you have to cater your lesson according to that. Okay, it's not one size fits all. So even when you're doing like a trial lesson, you want to make sure that you've got some things as backup, okay? So that if a student comes and maybe the parent has said that they don't know any English, but they come and they can speak fluently, you need to have something as a backup that you can just pull up. Or they say, oh, my child's like been learning English for 4 years, and they come and they can't speak a word of English, then you have to have something else that you can take out for them, okay, so that you are flexible of when you're busy doing that trial lesson. Okay, and from that trial lesson, you can learn like what their abilities are, and then you can plan for your future lessons. You want to make sure that you set clear learning objectives for every lesson. Like think about what language skills or areas of knowledge do you want your students to improve on. Like structure your lesson in a way that includes a variety of activities, because you want to keep them engaged, because this is online, okay? It's not like it's in a classroom. So you want to like have listening exercises, maybe a little bit of reading activities, speaking practice, writing assignments. Like you can mix and match things, so they're always doing something and they're not getting bored. Like I have one student, I think he's 15, and I know he plays video games. Like I can see he plays video games, and I can hear like slightly in the background like talking with his friend. So I think he plays online with his friend. But as soon as I hear that starting, I get him to start reading everything, like all the questions, like everything. Like I make him do work so that he can't play his video games. He has to like concentrate on the lesson itself. So like you have to do this kind of thing when you're teaching online, because I can't see what he's actually doing on his computer. Then you've got to consider the timing and the pacing of your lesson. This is important if you're working for online school. Okay, say you have a 25-minute lesson. You have to make sure that you make the lesson that they've given you last for 25 minutes. You can't finish your lesson at 24 minutes and 57 seconds. You're going to get fined for that. And you can't finish your lesson at 26 minutes either. Okay, because you're going to get fined for that too, for going over time and not getting into your next classroom on time. So you have to make sure that your timekeeping is like really spot on, and that if you suddenly have a student that's maybe more advanced and they get through the materials really fast, that you've got something that you can extend your lesson with, so that you're making up the whole 25 minutes and you're not going to get fined. It's like very important, and you want to make sure that you got frequent changes in your task to maintain your students' focus and to avoid them getting tired during their lesson. especially if they don't know English well. They're going to get very tired because they maybe don't understand what you're saying. Okay, so utilize a diverse range of materials, like you could use online articles, videos, audio. And again, if you're using a video, don't use a long video, just like little clips, audio clips. There's a great like kiddies program. It's called Kids Box. It's great for like young children that are just maybe beginner English, and they're like 5 years old or 6 years old. It has like little audio clips that go with it, and it's got like a superhero in it, and it's quite great. Okay, so it's got lots of interactive activities that you can use to like really keep them engaged. You can use authentic materials that reflect real world language as well, such as news articles, interviews, podcasts. Like Hong Kong students really like that kind of thing for their children. This can help them develop practical language skills. So they do it a lot in their schools in Hong Kong. So a lot of the parents like that to be incorporated in their lessons as well. Like incorporating visual aids and multimedia to enhance the engagement. Really bring it into your lessons. Okay, so and you've got to adapt your materials for online use. Like, so make sure that you can access it and it's easy to use in an online environment. So test it out before the time. Like if you're using anything, like if you're using a new program, make sure it works before the time. Like go in, share your screen, make sure it comes up that it actually works and does what you think it's going to do before you actually start your lesson. I just want to see. Okay. We are going to look at that kind of thing in the membership, probably maybe in next month, is like how to add videos and clips to your lessons. Like we can look at that and add, because and also towards the end of this month, we're doing like lesson planning and stuff. And so that is something we're going to be covering is in for the tech overwhelm. Okay, but again, you have to really make sure that you are providing like clear instructions on how the students can use and interact with the materials. Like you want to make sure that you're guiding them on how to access and navigate it, because maybe they're just saying yes, 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 they understand what you're saying, but you want to like really double check that they do actually understand what you are saying to them. Okay, so like then I often ask them to repeat what I've said to them and tell me, okay, what do you think I mean by this? And see if they really understand what you're saying to them, because otherwise they're not going to be able to do the task. And that's when maybe behavior gets out of hand. Okay. If you're already teaching online, maybe you can let me know in the comments, what kind of materials do you use? For me, when I'm teaching my private students, I often use Oxford Discover. I use that a lot. I use Oxford Phonics for those just starting. I use Kids Box because it's really great. And then I'll use the RAZ reading program. That's good. And Oxford Reading Tree as well is very popular. So those are kind of some of the programs that I use. I use other programs as well, but those are probably some of my more popular programs that I use for teaching private students. Online schools have their own programs that they develop, but they do sometimes some schools will train people, like there will be people that ask for KET training or PET or ALTIS, okay, and or TOEFL. Okay, so like you might, like when you're more experienced, they might put you onto exam prep as well, but they will have all those materials for that. Like if you work on Amazing Talker, you work on Preply, sometimes you might have people come to you that specifically want exam prep. It's very popular in some of the Asian countries as well, is doing like the KET, the PET, the doing your TOEFL. Like those are all things that students like to do, or the parents like the students to do. So it's a good thing to kind of find out about them and to learn how to maybe teach them as well. Okay. So we have an entire section about lesson materials with many examples in our membership in the classroom that's uploaded already. And as I said, we're going to be specifically looking at that in January, learning how to create your own lessons and how to deliver lessons to your students. Okay, I just want to check the timing. Okay, engaging and managing online classes. Okay, so it's really important to establish a positive learning environment. So always begin each class and each lesson okay, establishing a positive learning environment. Sorry, I was just a bit distracted there. So start with a warm-up activity or an icebreaker to really create positive and inclusive atmosphere. This can really help the students feel comfortable and connected, even in a virtual situation. Like I spend the first maybe 2 or 3 minutes of my lesson, like depending if it's a conversational class, I might spend longer, but I'll ask them how their day was, like what they did in the day. They must tell me 3 things, what they did at school if it's a kid, and maybe what they ate for the day, like did they do anything special over the weekend. Just having a general conversation with them, it helps you to get to know them. They feel more comfortable with you. And some of my students are like, if I ask them the question, then they'll ask me the same question back. Like if I say to them, oh, what did you have for your dinner? And then they'll say, oh, what did you have for your dinner? Like all that, I ask them what the weather's like there, then they want to know what the weather's like for me as well. Like they'll talk about it being dark and nighttime there, and I'll say, oh, but it's still afternoon for me. Then they want to see, and like sometimes I'll show them out my window, or like just building up that relationship with them and having that bit of an icebreaker at the beginning sets the tone for your lesson and helps your student come back to you all the time. I only use Canva for my students that ask for specific extra work to focus more on phonics or that. Are you talking about using Canva to create your own lesson? Okay, so you always want to praise your students for their efforts and achievements to boost their confidence and motivation. Okay, so like rather praise the things that they do well, like give them rewards, like if they're a child, like give them like something that really like they can see, like a reward, like a trophy, or like Zoom has different rewards that you can give them. Like I have one student, she counts every time I give her a trophy on Classing, and then at the end of the lesson she wants to count up all her trophies that she's written down on her piece of paper and tell me how many trophies she's got for her lesson. Okay, and so for her it's really important to see how many trophies that she has. So like you want them to feel like they are achieving something, and it helps to boost their confidence. Like especially if you see like a student is struggling because their English isn't really very good and maybe they feel a bit under pressure, like make it fun for them. Okay, like on Zoom has trophies on it, but Classing has trophies. Classing has a big trophy that comes up over the picture. So I use that when I'm on Classing. Okay, but you can also get rewards. You can make your own rewards, like you can make a star and give them a star every time, show them a star every time they do that. You can create a sticker chart, put stickers on for them with their name on it if it's a student that's going to come back every time. Or you can make different kinds of food like pizza and fries and give them a treat every time. So like kind of props, just as but like as a reward system for them. Okay. And you want to incorporate activities like you can do like polls and quizzes and discussions to promote their active participation. Like you can use your whiteboard, breakout rooms if you're having a group. That helps a lot. And if you're doing group work, you want to encourage them to work together and for peer interaction as well. But a lot of the time, you're going to just be working one-on-one. You want to also use a variety of instructional methods, like for if they've got different learning styles, so like visual aids, hands-on activities, real life. So you want to make everything more engaging and more meaningful for them, so they remember their lesson, and it takes some of the pressure off if they're not able to speak English very well. And again, use those like little video clips or audio clips or an interactive presentation. It like helps to add a lot to your lesson. Okay, and again, time management is really, really important. So break down your lesson into manageable like sections or activities to maintain their attention and focus. And so this can help them to stop being like tired or bored, especially if you have a long lesson. Maybe you have a 50-minute lesson or an hour lesson. Break it down into sections. Set time limits for each activity and transition to ensure that your class remains structured and organized. And if you're working in an online school, that you finish within the amount of time that you're supposed to finish in. Okay, so and always monitor the students' participation. Make a note, like I have a book that I just make notes as I go along in the day. And at the end, when I want to do feedback, I can just look at my book and I can give them feedback. Okay, so like you don't never want to be like negative in your feedback. So if you're going to say something that is negative, like first say something positive, then maybe something that they can work on, then something positive again, then something they can work on again, and then something positive to end it off with. So make it like a sandwich. Okay. And this can help to motivate them as well. Okay, you don't want to just put negative things down there. Use like whatever it's like incorporate your technology. When you start feeling more comfortable with tech, you can use like educational games, interactive learning apps. There's all these kind of things that you can use to make your lesson more interactive and more fun. Okay, so you want your lesson to be fun. You don't want it to be boring. You want your student to come back to you. You want them to learn from you and to use you as the teacher. So you want to make your lesson memorable to them. Okay, so we do a lot more, we go into a lot more detail about this section with a lot of more examples in our membership. Okay, and I think we are probably going to stop there for today because I want to give you guys a chance for questions. So I'm going to just go out of this now. So I want to stop my screen share if I can. And let me see if it's working. Ah, there we go. Okay. Hi, everybody. I can actually see you now that we are on the big screen. Okay, I just want to take a photo to use in my replay. Okay, so do any of you have any questions that we haven't answered yet? We are going to be coming back tomorrow. We're going to look at different TEFL certificates that people could look at. We're going to look at some online schools that you can apply to as well. So we'll look at that, and I'll add in some extra stuff that we didn't cover tonight as well. Okay, let me see. Okay, I'll add in like some different apps that you can use for online worksheets. But if you go onto my YouTube channel, I did a whole section. There's a whole video on that. You can go onto my YouTube channel and watch. There's like a whole lot of tech stuff that you can use with online teaching. So go onto that, and you'll be able to find it all over there. Online jobs that are advertised after completing TEFL, are they genuine? Because most of them are paying monthly. What do you mean by paying monthly? So you make mention of Canva quite a lot, an important AI tool to learn. Could you mention a few more? I mostly use Canva because I've tried a whole lot of different things, and like Canva actually works really well. If you use the pro version, like, and you pay for Canva, there's so much you can do on Canva. Like you can create all your lessons and everything in Canva. So I would definitely suggest using that. I mean, I have got like Adobe Reader, and I have other things as well to use, but I think like learning the skills of Canva is like quite important. So definitely go and learn for Canva, get Canva. You can start with a free version, and like once you need to, you can always upgrade. There's so much you can do on the free version already. So like really start like teaching yourself that can in Canva would be really good. And like even I do all my thumbnails for YouTube. I do like so much stuff in Canva. In order to teach adults, is a TEFL 120 fine, or do I need a business? You don't need business English, but I would say like if you have like worked in a business situation before, like use that in your CV, like we were talking about yesterday, and use like what you have and your experience when applying for that job. So if you think that you've like trained adults before in some way or the other, or you've worked in a business situation, put that into your CV so that people can see that that's what you've done before. Okay, and let's see. Yes, so like some people, most companies would probably offer to let you use PayPal. PayPal usually takes off a certain percentage, maybe like $3 or something, depending how you use it. Like if it's like Preply or Amazing Talker that pays into PayPal, they would take, it usually costs you like $3 or something when they try and do the transfer. Amazing Talker and Preply, you can also use Payoneer to get paid. So some companies will allow you to use Payoneer, but a lot of companies you would use PayPal. And another one that's available to South Africans is called Wise. You can use that too, and then it goes into Wise and then goes into your bank account. With PayPal, you'll have to open an FNB online profile. Okay, you don't have to open an FNB account. You just have to open a profile, and you have to link your PayPal to your FNB online profile. And so it will go from the company into PayPal, from PayPal into your online profile, and from your online profile into whatever bank account you have. Okay, whether it's Standard Bank, FNB, Capitec, if you're in South Africa. I'm not sure what the other countries' banks are. Okay, but that's how it works in South Africa. In some of the other countries, you can transfer it directly from PayPal into your own bank account. But if you're in South Africa, that's hurdles the government has put in to control, to try and control what I think money that comes into the country. I'm just looking if there's anything. Nervous for the first class. Okay, practice makes perfect. Okay, so the more you do it, the easier it is. As I said, when I first started, even though I'd been teaching for 25 years in classroom situation, I felt so stressed and so sick after my first day teaching online. I was going to just give up because it was so stressful. But then I didn't, and I pushed through, and it was really worth it. So you've got to just get over that fear in the beginning. And the more that you do it, the more easier it becomes. Some teaching platforms do not accept non-native English speakers, and that's a problem. So you got to just look. There's lots of teaching platforms out there. So what you got to do is just research. Like use your chat GPT too. Like go to chat GPT and say, I'm a non-native English speaker. What companies can I apply to teach online? And it's going to do the research for you, and it's going to come up with a whole lot of different things. So use it. You can use the free version of ChatGPT. Use it. Use your AI tools to get some information for yourself. So I would definitely do that. It's going to come up with some different options for you. Okay, and I think I've answered everybody's question. Ursi, the best method of payment is whatever's available from those companies. But so there's PayPal, there's Payoneer, and Wise. All three of them are very similar. Some people like PayPal better, some people like Payoneer better, some people like Wise. Okay, so it's like a personal choice, but all of them are kind of the same thing. It's a matter of getting the ball rolling. Okay, so anybody that is interested in getting started with the teaching membership, then just message me. You can email me, or and I will get back to you. But besides that, I'm going to see you guys tomorrow night again. You don't have to give some companies, if you work for some online companies, maybe after like a certain amount of lessons, they have like a assessment lesson. which you would do online. Okay, but most of the time you're not going to do tests and exams. You might do prep, like teaching them for some exams and prep. Okay, so I am going to end it off over here. Good night, everybody, and I will see you all back tomorrow. Same link for tomorrow night, and I'll see you back at 8 o'clock tomorrow night. Have a good night, everybody. Bye-bye.